Welcome back, everybody, to the 2024 Collegiate League of Legends Championship hosted by Salty Runback. And guys, we have a series on our hands all of a sudden. You must say it. It's 2-1. Maryville looking to make this very, very interesting odd orange. Before we get into things, I want to get your thoughts really quickly on that game 3. Scary Jerry put on a carry this time around.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously Maryville decided to change things up. They didn't go with the Senna. I think part of that reason being such a struggle for UST was they opted for that early top dive. With that really, I think they had a decent plan going there. They just mis-executed that top dive, and it's kind of like that was kind of like a burger flip. If that goes well, they'll probably be able to transition that to more of a lead. But it didn't go well, and Jerry got 3 kills, I think, on the Varus, and was able to really snowball the game. But I do like the adaptations that Maryville did going into the draft phase.
Yeah, I mean, that might have been a burger flip, but Maryville got fries with that, so.
Yeah, glad to hear that you guys, or that you, specifically Odd Orange, enjoyed that draft, because we have something else that you might enjoy, or at least various levels of potentially enjoying or not enjoying some of your past teammates. As many may or may not know, Odd Orange, you played on Maryville University. You have played with multiple members of these teams. So we've got a really fun segment for you, a play on something everybody might enjoy. It is dive, gank, or islands. And you're gonna be presented with past teammates like Niles. Would you dive for him? He's your ride or die. Would you gank him? You know what? Junglers love to give ganks out to people they like. Or would you put him on an island?
This is definitely dive for Niles because, I mean, we go way back, and he's a great communicator in games and always winning lane, always pushing, always wanting to maximize the lead. So I'm definitely diving for Niles 100% of the time. Even if it doesn't look like it'll work, we're diving.
Yep. Anything else would be a lie. I still remember casting you guys together, and every time on Orange, you path top almost every single time for your first gank.
Yeah, all right. So he's diving for Niles, but we have a couple of other guys here. As I think the next one we have up is Spirax. Now, Spirax, would you dive, would you gank, or would you island him?
This is actually another dive. Spirax he's an insane player, so I'm diving. I'll let him, and I'll give him the kill. I'll give him the kill. I'll let him, and I'll leave. He can have all the turret plating. He can have the kill. I don't even need an assist. Like, I'll just hang out there. Nothing. No, Spirax is one of the best miners I ever played with. He's he's a great carry player, so he can have all the gold.
Somebody clip this for Niles, man. Like, on Orange, you're dropping Niles like it's hot for Spirax, bro.
Hey, listen, after that last game, I can see why you'd want to give him everything, right? He is definitely one of the best guys on that squad, one of the best mid laners, honestly, in the ecosystem, and he certainly proved it in that last game. Next up is another Maryville favorite, kind of played second fiddle to Spirax in that last game. It's Scary Jerry.
Scary Jerry, island.
All right, you gotta tell us why, man. You can't just tell me you're gonna island Scary Jerry. You're gonna put him on Senna duty? Come on.
I love Jerry. He's my guy. Sometimes a little bit of a selfish guy. I'll let him leave him on that island, and we'll reconvene later in the game. I'll let him deal with. He can get dove by the enemy jungler. I'll get my lead, and then he'll help me team fight later. But no, I'm leaving Jerry on an island for sure.
Okay, but what if Scary Jerry with Lucian or Callista?
Lucian or Callista?
Still island?
Go further back. Take it one more step up further. Actually, Draven. If he's playing Draven, I'll go gank. Because Draven, you actually have to. Your passive, literally, like, if you're not ganking for him, you're trolling.
High yellow advice.
Like, yeah.
/R Korean advice, or whatever that subreddit was called once upon a time. Okay, so let's remove Scary Jerry from the equation. Let's just say he's not down there right now. You've lane swapped, and you see a juicy opportunity. Dive, gank, island, Zyko.
Oh, this one's gank for sure. I like talking about Zyko a lot because a lot of supports that come up as new amateur players or whatever, they come up and they grind solo queue as a range support player. They play freaking tank man crap, or they play tempos crap, or they play Sona, they play Zillion, and that's how they climb. Ryan has always been, Zyko, a great melee, a great engaged support player. And I gank for him all the time. I will gank for him all the time, and he has great setup, so gank for Zyko.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for your opinions on everybody that you've played with in the past, at least on Maryville. Very surprising that it's Gang Psycho and it's not anything for Scary Jerry. It's Leave Him Be unless he's on Draven. But we are getting back to the draft here. We'll see if Maryville want to put Scary Jerry on Draven for some reason here, as we're going to check to see for some adaptations out of UST. Was it just that early game that was the big problem for them? Or was it even a draft flaw? Odd Orange, I know you said in the last game in the draft that you would have preferred to see something like a Jarvan instead of a Vieng.
Yeah, I mean, that was in a draft thing I would have liked to see. After watching the game back as well, I would have liked to see Robbie Bob pick in 1, 2, 3, so he's not targeted so hard in the 4, 5 bands. Acel was fine, but like, I think versus Spyrax, you're not necessarily just going to be able to skirt by playing a scaling mid laner. I'd like to see him play Galio, play Ahri, and try to like play more support, like easy to wave clear and more utility mid laner.
Yeah, or potentially just ban the Azir, because Spyrax's Azir, which is really, really incredibly good. I don't know if you'll find the same level of success in other champions, so if you do still want to play the Acel, I kind of agree with Odd Orange. Either make sure that you know what you're playing into, and or just ban the Azir outright first, and then pick it.
I really like this strategy. What's going on here? Take a look at the bans real quick. The Skarner and the Scion going down. Are they going to let Porsche have Cassante, or is Maryville going to first pick Cassante here and take it away and force him on something completely out of the realm of what he's been playing?
I would be so surprised to see them first pick Cassante. I mean, Varus is up. You don't want to give that over to UST. Also, I think... Okay, there's the Varus first pick. Porsche is primarily a tank player. If you can have Porsche blind his champion, or even have Niles blind pick something that's good into tanks, like... I think that's a good strategy for Maryville to also utilize in draft.
Yeah, fully agree. I think opening up the Cassante in a way is guaranteeing and making sure that I know what I'm going to play into. And we've already seen Niles play something like a Gwen, who sure might struggle into Cassante in laning, but will eventually outscale. I mean, Twisted Fate is open, something that was almost permabanned against Maryville throughout most of this bracket, which also does well into Cassante.
Yeah, we're going to see the Aphelios get locked in here for UST. They're going to go back to what worked in Game 2, already surrounding him with a big burly Cassante. And this time around, Twisted Fate, which has been left open all series long, something that Maryville has played quite a bit of, will go over to them. Could go to Spyrax, could go to Niles.
I'd say it's likely it goes to Niles in that Cassante matchup. I already like how Maryville's drafting here. They've got a very strong bot line. They've got their counter pick on top. RMC is good call on the Cassante being locked. They can just they get to see their top matchup right away. I mean, that Cassante is only going to go top.
Ooh, Robbie Bob though is going to get his Ahri, the other sort of champion besides the Gallo, who are really keeping an eye on there. I've liked his Ahri play from what we saw in back in the previous matches he's played, where he gets a lot of priority with it and he can roam out with Kenvi. Now, what's interesting to me is that jungle, they're kind of leaving it late. So Kenvi is a jungler who can carry games. You can play for him. And I expect to see with this Ahri something that can carry for Kenvi. I'm not expecting to see an early ganker like the J4, as much as it might benefit the team like it would have last game.
Well, they're going to look to split up Aphelios and Nautilus here, as it's something that UST has played a lot of. They played a lot of Aphelios-Not combination. They played Aphelios-Renata was the only other combination they played. That's not going to be available either, so UST support is going to be fairly interesting here. They could go with Rel, unless that's taken away.
Yeah, so I think UST just has to pick their poison in draft. It's like, if they drop Robbie Bob, they're going to lose the Ahri and the Galio. If they drop Porsche, they're going to lose the Cassante and the 4-5 bands. And I think they'd rather get the Cassante, get the Ahri, and drop the, you're not going to get the Nautilus big whoop. I mean, they'll probably have something they can pick into this lane that's just, they kind of just need to survive.
Okay. I was actually thinking about Braum actually potentially as the pick, but they've gone to Aphelios Thresh, very standard bot lane that we've seen plenty of times. A lot of survivability for Aphelios can yank him out of trouble. I'm not sold on how it does into the Renata specifically, but besides the Renata matchup, I think it's a very safe pickup. And hey, with the Maokai coming through from UG as well, there's a lot of bait you can do with the Lantern, dragging Maokai all the way under turrets or into very unfavorable situations.
Last pick going to come through. They're going to give it over another one.
Azir, wow.
Yeah, they're going to give it over to Spyrax, even after he dominated so hard in that last game, Odd Orange, I mean, I feel like this is the Thanos comp that Maryville would want. We're going to see Gwen come through for
Ooh. I've seen him play this in solo queue a lot. He used to stream it a lot, and he was he's pretty good at the Gwen jungle.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
We'll see how scary it actually is as we are ready to get into the game. I wonder if when we see you next, Odd Orange, the series will be over or we will go to Game 5 because we got a whole Game 4 ahead of that. We want to thank you for being in the drafts with us as we are heading into game. Maryville University on your blue side, University of St. Thomas on the red side. UST can taste Boise, just one win away, and they will have locked their spot.
And last game, we can say, okay, USC had a lot of buffer, right? You're up 2 games. You only need to win 1 more, and there's 3 games to potentially go. But now, I don't think USC's playing anymore. The champions to pick, great pick agency with the Vi, with the Ari combo. I like the setup here for Array. Actually, it's not a Gwen. So the Gwen was a Vi, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, that changes things out a bit. Yeah, I don't know if I actually like I don't know which I prefer more.
This makes much more sense, at least in my opinion.
Yes. Agreed, yeah. And that's the thing, you know, I think the Gwen makes a lot. It's good for scaling, and with the Ahri as well, I kind of like the idea of the Ahri assisting the Gwen in the scaling, you know, cutting the backline of Maryville. There's a lot of squishies there that Gwen can absolutely just melt. But the Vi Ahri combo is really great for picking out a single target, removing them, and then kind of starting a 5v4 style fight, and or just forcing an engage to come through. So I kind of like the idea of it as well. I just don't know which I prefer. Whereas MU, just very standard, a lot of damage coming through, a lot of scaling. Twisted Fate and Varus together effectively feels like double marksman. Azir is very consistent damage. It's DPS more than burst, so it almost feels like a triple marksman-esque composition coming through from Maryville. Their front to back is going to be phenomenal.
Without a doubt, RMC, and we'll see if Kenvi and Robbie Bob are able to link up on a lot of these plays to try and take down guys like Spyrax and Scary Jerry. Spyrax was allowed too much room to operate in the last game, and I think that's why they allowed the pick to happen. Is just because they're like, well, we're going to have an answer this time around. Hook not going to land. If I was playing Thresh, I'd be mad about that one not land.
Now it's with the fancy feet able to dodge out. So we are seeing a lane swap once again, Yanni, this game. Once again, also kicked off by UST. I like the idea. You really don't want the TF to kind of get that free lane into Cassante. Problem is, TF will continue to scale and will continue to be an issue against the Cassante. It does not get easier as the game goes on. And oh, we got some fancy tech. We get to see both the side lanes going on. Problem is, though, you know, scary, and you get to dodge out the Varus, but Varus Renata is going to be really, really strong as well. I'm not sure what the breakpoint is for you to want to lane that Aphelios Thresh into the bot side. So if that's the case, then it feels like we might just be racing for turret blades.
Yeah, it looks like it'll just be a turret plate race here. Niles is going to come down to try to help aid in that race, which, you know, does mean the gold is going to be split amongst more targets. I think UST is still pretty okay with this, giving a lot of plate gold over to Aphelios, generally preferable, especially with how hard that champion scales and how well Array has played on it.
Yeah, and of course, the risk to that is also how many plates can you actually get? Because it is 2v4 bot side Psycho. And Niles taking some turret shots right now. That's great for USD if they can hold on, but Porsche is playing with fire a little bit right now.
Yeah, this is a great disruption. If Porsche can hit level 2, I think he'll be in really good shape. He does hit level 2.
Okay,
so,
there we go.
You know, at least making sure that he's okay. Yuji, though, is going to try to join here. Maybe try to make this a 4v2, try to push Kenvi off of his jungle camp. He will be able to secure it and smite it away, but he is still down to level. Great cancel there. Now the question is, will they be able to take him down? Another great handshake on top of it. Kenvi going to get very low and be forced out of his jungle and forced to flash.
Yeah, unfortunately, neither Niles nor Scary Jerry was there to follow up. And for UST, that's absolutely massive, right? The fact that Kenvi lives, Porsche lives. And because of the fact they didn't have UG there ready for the 4v1 dive, the wave got too thinned out. Porsche gets to hit level 3, and then you contrast that to Niles right now on this Twisted Fate, still level 1. This was not how it was supposed to go. You were kind of supposed to race your way through or at least trade even. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, and this wave is shoving away from Porsche, so it's going to be bad news for the UST top laner. If he gets a little bit too close, Scary Jerry and Zyko will pounce. He's just going to have to let that one go.
Okay, potential lane swaps to come through as we see Array and Trevor now hit it right back to that bot side. And Maryville might have actually baited this out a little bit successfully. I wonder if UST thought the lane swap was going to come through and just kind of shifted them away. But then Maryville just didn't go for that. They just sent Niles top to pick this up instead, and we get standard lanes. But I think for Maryville, they're going to be happy that this happened, because if Niles tried to lane uneven, the Twisted Fate just would not survive the 2v1. He was too under level.
Yeah, the one concerning thing for Maryville here is that Niles had just hit level 2. He walked back top lane at level 1, so not going to have that ultimate available for a decent amount of time is pretty important when it comes to UST trying to make their early plays. Speaking of, you can already see them ping onto the Dragon. They want that Hextech Drake first.
Yeah, and once again, you're taking it very, very early, so there's a chance you can just kind of go for both these neutral objectives. And unlike last game, Yanni, this time with the lane swaps, because it's standard lanes, it's not like MU have an advantage on that Void Grubs. Are they looking to contest this? It's a little bit late, but they could look for kills.
The Lantern going to come out, so now Zyko is going to be the next target. Forced to flash away, flash hook followed up, and they're going to be able to take him out. It's going to be First Blood going over to Kenvi.
Array with the red-white now. Kenvi, no flash, but it's fine. There's no follow-up. And Maryville, I think they were looking for kills on the back end of it, hoping that, hey, the Dragon gets here low enough. But great hook from Trevor. Landed when it needed. They get the pick, they get the kill, they get the pressure, and now Void Grubs are up. Kenvi has already reset to start hitting to them.
Yeah, Porsche is forced back a little bit, but he does have teleport if he wants to try to go for an all-in and then teleport back for Grubs. You can already see it looks like the idea is he takes Niles to about half HP.
Yeah, the trade's coming through, and for Porsche, the trade is good, but you're seeing, you know, Niles, despite being a little bit lower level, is still constantly pressuring out. There'll be a window at level 6 for Porsche to kind of go all out and look to punish Yuji. A little bit slow on the Void Grub takes with no backup. Still able to take it right now, and Spyrax is maintaining pressure in the mid lane.
Kenvi steals it away. Blue card was locked in. Blue card salute for Niles is now Yuji is forced to flash away. Robbie Bob trying to get in close. Slides in, and Yuji is going to give his life, but Spyrax is going to make a huge play to save his jungler. He is incredible on this Azir. It's a double kill for Spyrax. A great lantern from Trevor. Will be able to get Kenvi out of there and avert total disaster.
And UST, they even called up Array and Trevor when they started seeing things go south. It took a long time. Kenvi? The shield, it's enough, right? Is it enough? It's enough.
I think it's enough. Yeah, he should be okay. That was a little worrisome, but he will be able to secure it all the same.
Unfortunately, Maryville was not aware, or Spyrax could have ended his life. Fortunately for Kenvi, though, survives, is alive, and there's still one Void Grub left too. We split 1-for-1 UST's rotation, save the Void Grubs. But it does mean that Array and Trevor kind of lost out some of the advantage they got from that level 1 lane swap that happened right from the get-go.
Well, now UST is going to have another answer for Spyrax. They already have the Vi, right? So you can point and click on him, but Spyrax is 2 kills right now, up CS on top of it. So you are almost forced to answer him. You can't do it based off scenario anymore. That's going to be something that UST has to watch out for. He burnt them badly last game. And now if he burns them again this game, RMC, I mean, obviously we're only 8 minutes in and Maryville has a small gold lead, but we could be looking at silver scrapes again.
Yeah. Yeah. You had all but one, I think, of the 5-game series, right? Because that was Fisher.
There was a 5-game series yesterday.
Yeah, that you didn't get to cast. My goodness, I'd be down to see all 5 games.
I'm cool with it. I don't need all the BO5. I don't need all the 5 games, but I'm going to be the reverse sweep guy. All right, we'll see if Maryville is up to the task or if UST is going to be able to make plays happen once Kenvi hits level 6.
For now, though, it is looking like Maryville have done a, once again, fantastic job considering how the early game went. They're actually up gold, once again, up about 700 gold. Their rotations have been clean. They've actually been forcing Array and Trevor to move. Now, dive being set up by UST. Kenvi and Robbie Bob have been called down to this bot lane.
Yeah. Kenvi is level 6 now. Yuji and Niles are going to try to stay the course as Zyko is on his way. That bailout will be supremely important. UST clears some vision, goes and pulls off. Don't think they'll try again.
Yeah, the timing has kind of closed, unfortunately, for UST to try and make that play. But I appreciate that UST is trying to make that happen. They know the early strength of the Vi and Ari, and they don't want to let the game slip away from them. Even if your comp might not necessarily be the best at going for the early game, you just can't give Maryville room to breathe. Psycho gets hooked.
Well, he's going to throw a lantern to
so dead.
get somebody close by. They're not going to need it. It's going to be Array picking up the kill. A nice hook there, and a well-laid trap by Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor with these hooks right now have been on point. Zyko specifically suffering from them, and with that now it's just playing a little bit careful. I mean, Yuji is there, still has some Nature's Grasp to protect this bot lane, so I'm not anticipating anybody to die under turret. It just means that Niles doesn't get to step up, and they don't have vision. They don't know where Array and Trevor is. Niles is just has to keep playing it safe.
10 minutes into the game, RMC, and we are dead even with gold on Array and gold on Spirax. It's going to be a battle of some carries. Spirax getting really aggressive. Spirit Rush coming out from Robbie Bob. And Spirax will prevent him from doing anything more. So Ari will move down, be able to catch that bottom wave for that Scary Jerry is pushing in. You're going to see Spirax move up to the top side here just to at least, get that plant down, get some vision. But the Dragon will go over to UST. They secure their first two.
Completely uncontested. It looks like, Maryville... Okay. Sorry about that, having some mic issues here. Looks like it's been fixed, as Yuji might be in a bit of trouble, or is it Canvy? I'm not even sure who's in trouble there, because it's on Maryville's side, but USC are playing kind of aggro and kind of locking them up as well. They did just pick up the Dragon to boot, and right now, Maryville, they're getting ahead with leads. They're getting small leads, but USC is doing a fantastic job continuing to stay aggressive.
Oh, Flash Flay goes down. A lot of damage coming through. Cleanse from Array as he looks to push further onto Scary Jerry. Can't do anything more. Kenvi is heading on his way down. No flash, but still has that cease and desist available.
And if they're below half health, it's diveable right now.
This is a tough dive.
Chakram's not stacked. Yeah, Array would like to have that stacked if they are going for the dive. And Zyko and Scary Jerry, once again, this bot side for Maryville, whoever's there, whether it be Scary Jerry, Zyko, or Niles, keeps surviving.
Oh, here we go. Scary Jerry's going to be the target. Hostile takeover coming through. Great flash from Array, and you cannot bail out Scary Jerry. Array will get credit for the kill.
Okay, my bad. Casa cursed it. Array, though, got the stacks he wanted with the Chakram. The dive is clean. Zyko is going to have to back up, but Maryville able to try and find answers elsewhere on the map. Top side, Niles is still pushing out Porsche, and more importantly, Yuji is up there grabbing those Void Grubs.
Dueling teleports in the bot lane. Porsche is at half HP. Ooh. He did it to make sure that Array could get out, but that is a critical cooldown down, and that means that Niles is able to free hit up on the top side. He has 4 grubs stacked up, so this turret is not going to last too much long.
Yeah, that's a plate and maybe even the whole turret, honestly. The only person nearby is Trevor. Robbie Bob starting to rotate up. I'm curious if Yuji's going to try and stop them. No, Yuji's just going to let them go through, so Niles will be fine, but Spyro's getting a plate down bot as well. 2 plates for survival? That doesn't feel that good to me if I'm UST.
Yeah, it's a little tough. UST is definitely going to go down in gold very shortly here. Already down 500. Even though they've been the one making a lot of plays, Spirax is going to get solo gold for this turret. It'll be first turret of the game. First brick as well. He's not going to get all 5, of course, but he'll certainly be happy with what he's picked up.
And I'm terrified right now. He's happy. I'm terrified. I'm looking at Spirax last game. What was it, 9-1? And this game already 2-0, up already 12 CS. That's 2 waves. Getting that first plate gold in that, first turret gold, pardon me, in that bot side. Spirax going to come into these fights like an absolute wrecking ball. We already saw it once at the Void Grub fight up top. And Azir's a scaling champion. He doesn't really have power troughs. He just keeps on going, getting stronger and stronger. Yeah,
compare Spirax to Array. Very small gold differential. It's going to be Robbie Bob who's going to need to be the one to make some plays, use his utility to overcome the gold deficit. We're going to go down on the Zyko, but nothing really to be found quite yet as Maryville has gotten a lot of wards down and is starting up the Rift Heralds.
UST are in the area except for Porsche, and Porsche no teleport, so it doesn't look like UST want to hard commit to this. Yes, Niles isn't there, but Niles does have Destiny, and Porsche going to be able to take up this turret at the expense of the Herald. Generally, I prefer the turret gold because that's guaranteed gold towards Herald play. So we'll have to see if MU is able to kind of capitalize on that and make that trade worth it.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of Rift Herald charges, chunk a turret, and nothing more, and obviously it'll go down later, but you know, not really what you're looking for. Spirax, they send him up top to collect this top turret as well. So Maryville University, very aware of who butters their bread.
And Robbie Bob, unfortunately, not even willing to step up and try and contest that. Down a level, down half an item, knows that, hey, I have no business here. And now that the lanes have extended, bot side, both outer turrets are down. Top side, one of the outer turrets is down. I really need to start seeing Kenvi and Robbie Bob, this connection between jungle, mid, start working. You pick the Vi, you pick the Ahri. They're great at single target lockdown. Where is it? Right? Like, I haven't seen that combo really come through.
Yeah, we have not once seen that play go down on the Spirax or anything like that. We saw Kenvi use the cease and desist on Scary Jerry on the bottom side. Very good. And I think it may be a sense that, you know, in the same way they know about Spirax, UST knows that Array is going to be their guy this game. But you have to kind of shut Spirax down. He does have a 300 gold bounty on his head. It's time to point and click and try to take him down if he missteps.
Yeah, especially when Spirax hasn't even been playing safe, right? He's not in the short lane. He's not always there with backup. Niles gets charmed
Destiny,
up. Should be fine.
Yeah, Destiny going to be used, but he's going to be forced away. And this means that UST is going to be able to take this turret as well. So they equalize some turrets. That means Rift Herald is going to get used on the bottom side. Charge going to come through. And Twitch chat has made an appearance into the mid lane. And just as fast as they get there, they leave.
If we're calling them Twitch chat, did chat just get flamed by Ray?
I don't know. Can be forced to flash away. I'm sure he might be getting flamed by Spirax. What is this guy doing here? No flash once again on the Vi is critical.
Yep, and unfortunately Robbie Bob not there either, so you didn't really have great flank threat or, you know, the threat or potential to make things happen. Now the whole team is here though. Array has a lantern if he wants to take it. It's gone.
Yeah, Array looks like he just wants to clean up that mid wave. UST feels like they're okay getting the soul and giving up the mid turn if they want. What a great handshake. And the root comes down on top of it. Here come the grasping roots. Lots of damage coming through. Hostile takeover hits everybody. Instant cleanse from Array. He hasn't really been able to get into the fight, but now it's time. Bailout's there, but it's not enough as Spirax falls. And Array wants to do more, but it's a 4v3 right now. Robbie Bob full HP. Has some spirit rushes. Great dodge from Psycho. He's forced to flash away, and he will live. A close fight, but Maryville gets the better of it.
Usually kind of low though, so Maryville might have won the fight, but they're scared to go for this dragon. 14 seconds onto Porsche. Oh,
Flash
hook lands!
charm lands onto a hook on top of it. What a turnaround.
Array!
Gold card. Array flashes forward. Ready to fight, and it's time to fight. But Niles gets bailed out. Robbie Bob, does he have enough in the tank to take him down? He does, but Scary Jerry, the last man standing, able to save the play.
Array was the first one in, but Scary Jerry is the last one out. Between these 80 carries right now, Yanni, both teams are willing to put it all on the table. Now, UST did have more members drop initially. That was a 2v3 they just fought. So UST will have more members up on the map first.
The gold is pretty much the same, RMC. It's not really the worst thing in the world for UST, despite them not getting a total advantage there. The question is, do they have enough damage to put on this dragon? Does Maryville want to contest? You can see they're on the way. Teleport getting burnt here by Robbie Bob in order to find a way back in. Dragon down to about 6,000 HP, but they're going to let this one go.
They're waiting for Array and Niles to catch back up to this one this time. Niles no Destiny, can't just walk in. And Yanni, it kind of feels like a reset. We might get to see another whole 5v5. I like this from Maryville though. They're going mid. They're trying to get priority there first. If they can get this turret, it makes it so much easier for them to go for the dragon.
Yep, they had the inside track, able to take advantage in big things for Maryville here. Take a look at the ultimates they have available. Take a look at the summoners on the side of UST. There is no way they can contest this dragon.
Spirax going back to base, has teleport available. Porsche doing the same on the other side. Vision right now is in control of UST. So yeah, Maryville, they're just going to walk away, it looks like, and maybe gift this one over their... I don't know, like it feels like they're still kind of in the area.
They're moving in, teleport coming through from Porsche, and here we go. Another fight gonna break out. They're going to Lancer him over. It's another nice handshake. Niles has joined the fight. Dragon down to 3,000 HP, getting lower. Grasping Roots coming out.
Yuji!
By Maryville. And the Berserk comes out. Kenvi forced away. Low on HP as Maryville wants to lead the charge, poking away UST. They have the minion advantage in the mid lane. They have multiple members. They could look for an inner turret if they want.
And Yuji, Maryville takes it. The steal away is massive because not only did they steal away Yanni, but Maryville have the inside track on the mid lane. They got to force out UST, and that was their Drake. Again, it's Cloud Drake, it's Cloud Soul. It's not the fanciest Drake to come up, but you still want to be taking those, especially with how mobile the side laners need to be. Portion now specifically, movement speed is huge to them.
Yeah, you can see how that movement speed would come in huge as Spirax slides in and Porsche ghosts out.
Okay, Spirax just gonna able force out there. Ghost burnt, unfortunately, and with this, Yanni, this next part is gonna be interesting. We're at 20 minutes. Baron has spawned, and both teams have shown their willingness to go towards this Baron, even if it's risky. Both teams have damage, so it is possible to sneak that away. And it feels like both teams are still more than happy to team fight. Let's not forget, UST didn't lose the last fight. They lost the objective. The fight didn't come through. So I'm curious to see if UST are still going to be aggressive and say, hey, we think we can still win a 5v5 if we get to start it in our turns.
Oh, Robbie Bob in a compromising position. He's been stunned. He's been rooted. He's been blown up, and on the wrong side of the tracks, it's Kenvi as Maryville University converge on Kenvi and knock him down. A double kill for Scary Jerry. It's time for the big purple worm.
UST, they were the ones looking to kick things off on their terms, but it was Kenvi getting caught. Maryville finding it. Maryville getting the Genji Baron buff, and UST desperately trying to push out right now. We've got Porsche and Robbie Bob in the mid lane. Let's hope they don't overstay their welcome.
We talked about how over-aggressive some of these junglers can get. Kenvi and Robbie Bob bit off a bit more than they could chew, and they choke on it. The Baron goes to the side of Maryville. Maryville now a 3,000 gold lead, looking to expand their wealth.
And they're doing it, Yanni. They're looking for the reverse sweep. Maryville is right now. Inner turrets all still there, and with the Genji Baron buff, it should be a great position for them to push in. And for USC, I'm getting a little bit concerned. The primary engage for this USC team was supposed to be that Vi combo paired with the Ari charm, you know, trying to lock down a single target, burst them out immediately. Maybe you look for a hook. But when you're playing on the defensive into a really, really strong team and to a team that is ahead of you with the Genji Baron buff running, it's very scary for Kenvi to try and pull that trigger. If they're not under turret, Kenvi's just going to be outing right into his own death.
Yeah, it's been very difficult to try to pull off here for UST. They really haven't found an opportunity, and Maryville hasn't really given them one. They have locked all windows and doors, and I've really shut out this aggressive combo of Kenvi and Robbie Bob. They haven't done a whole lot this game.
No, not at all. And it's really unfortunate to see that. I still see opportunities for USD to pull off that combo to lock people down. But look at the vision Maryville have put out. They are making sure that, hey, if Kenvi is looking for it, we see Kenvi before he sees the opportunity. Now is on his own right now, though.
Cease and desist is going to go down on top of him. Great flash as Robbie Bob's not able to turn him up, and that means that Kenvi is stuck. He's too deep, and he goes down. Niles coming through with the gold card, and they're going to take out Robbie Bob next. The dynamic duo gets flopped by Maryville.
How often do we see the Emperor's Divide used for CC, Yanni? And yet there, Spirax, no hesitation, threw it out just to make sure that Robbie Bob has no chance to flash, has no opportunity to escape. And now the tank is member Porsche. Oh, we hijacked.
It's only going to root up Trevor, and Trevor's going to go berserk and give a few love taps to Array, who is the big carry of this game. Hook lands on the Spirax, but there's no follow-up to be had. And now Trevor is taking a lot of damage. Moonlight Vigil going down. Array says he's got to try to fight, but Scary Jerry is going crazy. 6, 1, and 3.
This game right now, I thought Porsche was dead to rights when he stepped up, but actually manages to kidnap Yuji into a turret. Pulled that off beautifully, and Array, this late game teamfight monster we're talking about for UST, stepping into the shoes of Shogo, an early game monster in the AD carry role. UST, unfortunately, the late game's just not panning out for them the way Shogo was able to. Array has been stepping up. I think back to that fight at the Dragon, right? When they were looking for third Drake, Array steps up, flashes in, tries to make the action happen. Even in this top play, Array, last man standing for UST, still trying to threaten. It's not quite working out. He's been huge. But for Maryville, everyone is stepping up. Yuji is getting great picks left and right. Scary J's positioning has been on point. And Spyrax, this is not the 9-1 game, but the 9-1 game is lingering. They are focusing so much on Spyrax that Scary Jerry is getting free positioning.
Yeah, Niles has also done a lot this game with these gold cards. Don't forget about that. Lands another one there, forcing UST away. Dragon now up. It means Maryville, it's theirs for the taking. UST in full concession mode here for this objective.
Yep, and that's what you got to do. This second Cloud Dragon is just not worth dying for. I am getting a little bit concerned though. If this keeps stacking, who's going to answer Niles? Because Yanni, you're right. Let's not forget about Niles. He's not been as present in the team fight necessarily, but hey, let's not forget he was the one who baited Kenvi out of position, had the great flash to start the 5v4 fight for UST in that bot side. And as the game goes on as well, he's going to be a big split push threat, and I'm kind of wondering who's going to answer him. Porsche is struggling now. It's not going to get better for him. With Boots of Swiftness, we're already seeing him struggle without, even with the Ghost. As long as Niles has Ghost, they just kind of trade Ghosts. You gold card, and Porsche can't do anything to you. Robbie Bob, for now, can catch up. But again, as long as you have some sort of defensive item and you don't get killed by the Ari in one quick rotation, the Twisted Fate's consistent damage will be able to win out that side lane threat. So for UST, I feel like somebody needs to start shutting down Niles, and soon.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to, right? And it's not even so much shutting him down in the side lane. The man has 11 out of 12 kill participation. He has the most out of his team. He has been absolutely on fire, making impact all around. The guy who is setting up plays. The engine that makes this team run. He might not be the engine that makes the team run, but he is certainly the oil. You know what? He is the oil that you put in the engine. They put bad oil in once and it became a problem. Niles is going to quickly shift over to the mid lane using Destiny, as they are looking to really put the screws to UST.
Oh, Trevor.
Trevor caught. Handshake coming through. A lot of damage chunked out on Trevor.
I think I was more scared of Trevor's hook landing than missing right there. If you hit Yuji, Yuji's going to say, okay, I'm down for this. I will just engage onto you. I've got flash available. I've got my team at my back. And Maryville, that was an interesting Destiny gate. I appreciate the idea of trying to make the play, but it does mean that Niles won't have that available as Baron spawns, and Porsche still has teleport as well. So Maryville recognizing that, they're going to send Spyrax down with his TP into this bot lane. He's still very, very strong, but I don't think Spyrax is that split push monster that Niles already is right now.
Yeah, Niles can initiate a fight on one target, but not on multiple, and you're also left susceptible to this. As Spyrax is in trouble, he's not able to find a way out. A huge pick for UST.
Nice, I absolutely love that call. And Robbie Bob has TP as well, so Maryville couldn't capitalize on all the attention to the bot lane by going for the Baron, because it would have been a very fast 4v4 UST. They're not giving this up. You know, we're talking here about reverse sweeps, Yanni, and UST is like, no, we are going to close this out now while we can.
They want to punch their ticket to Boise, and they take a page out of Maryville's book in game one, overload the side lane, and start the Baron. 5v4. Spyrax down for 20 more seconds. Porsche is pushed to the far side of the fight. He does have the Lantern available. There's the hook going down onto the Maokai. It's going to be a lot of damage coming through. Trevor is going to fall, and all out over the wall for Yuji. Array is trying to do what he can. Moonlight Vigil lands. It doesn't do that much damage. The chunks Scary Jerry, but Maryville with a man down managed to pick off 2 of UST. Teleport coming in for Spyrax. This fight is not quite over yet, as Porsche is now getting poked. The Baron is still aggroed, and Yuji will walk up for it. Scary Jerry is low. Psycho at about half. Kenvi is off the map. UST is in full retreat, and Maryville secure their second Gen G Baron buff of the game.
Okay, let's see what they can do with this one, Yanni. The last time they wore the Genji Baron buff, Maryville took down 2 of the inner turrets. Only the top side left standing right now. And of course, the inhibitor turrets. And let's talk about that for a little bit. UST have decent wave clear with an Ari and with an Aphelios. And we saw the last time Maryville tried to push into an inhibitor turret in the mid lane. Porsche just kidnapped Yuji, absolutely punished them, and found an easy, fast pick. If UST can do that again on Maryville with this push, that's a window of opportunity for UST to play through. But if they don't, if they can't, and they end up losing an inhibitor, the game gets a lot easier for Maryville.
Yeah, Maryville's just got to break this base. They've got a decent amount of poke with Spirax and Scary Jerry, and Niles will even be able to poke out these turrets a little bit if they get close. Yeah. It feels like the best way for Maryville to get this done might be to just get a pick and break it open from there. You can see they're infesting the top side of the UST jungle to get this top outer turret, the last outer turret, and then go from there and try and close this out and send it to game 5.
Porsche kind of pushing in the mid lane. There's not a lot of good wards to teleport to for Porsche, for flank angles right now. And
here we go. Targeted is Niles. He's in a little bit of trouble. Spirax was the priority, but he still goes down, does Kenby. Turrets are falling now. Trevor is low. Niles from the side takes out Robbie Bob. Where is Porsche? He's pushing in the mid lane. He's teleporting back to the squad. But guess what? It's a 3v5. Array doesn't have any room to operate. There's one turret left alive. He singles out Niles, but he just doesn't do enough damage. The minions are pouring in. Handshake lands. Ghosts are getting burnt. Trevor trying to land hooks, but Scary Jerry still has his shield up, and he's looking to rifle on these turrets. There's the hostile takeover. Down goes UST in a heavyweight bout between two kings fighting for the throne. Maryville and UST are on their knees, slugging it out, and we will get a game 5. We will get Silver Scrapes once again.
Yanni, Maryville has done a lot of things. They've come in second in NACO. They've won Gateway Legends. They've won Hue Invitationals. But CLOL is the struggle. And Yanni, right here, they are trying to reclaim lost land. They're doing it. They're closing this out. But UST are no slouches either. In that last game, you saw UST are still fighting tooth, claw, and nail right now. And that's what makes a best of 5 fun, Yanni. 2 wins apiece, 1 game to win it all.
Best of 5s are crazy, RMC, and I want to see UST get a little bit more aggressive, because when Maryville turned up their aggression, feels like UST lost just a bit of their bite, and we know what you all are waiting for. We're going to take a very short break. I'm not going to even talk about when we return. Just enjoy Silver Scrapes.